Hello from Dubai, I'm Rachel Price and welcome to the podcast Not Just Making the Tea, a show where we talk about the realities of our career and life choices, what life skills there are to be learned, and how they can influence and help us to succeed. It's all about celebrating the plants that don't go to plan as much as those which do. So this is season 2. This season, the focus will be to look at how we can develop ourselves to ensure that we're getting the most from our lives both professionally and personally. The aim is that there'll be some chats with the experts along the way, whilst also the regular podcasts about the skills and attributes that we need to continue developing. So please do keep listening. I hope that you enjoy listening, find the topics thought-provoking, entertaining, and that they add some positive moments to your day. So on that note, let's get started with today's topic. Why is financial literacy so important and why should we be learning about this at school? Few of us are prepared or have the confidence to talk about life money matters, especially as financial decision making grows more and more complex year on year. Consumer habits and financial products are rapidly changing and financial literacy has taken a blow. For past generations, cash was used for the most of the daily purchases, but today it's rarely flashed, particularly not by younger consumers. We are moving ever closer to being a cashless society, and the way that we shop has also changed. Online shopping has become the top choice for many, creating ample opportunity to use and overextend credit, an all too easy way to accumulate debt and fast. Meanwhile, credit card companies, banks and other financial institutes are inundating consumers with credit opportunities, the ability to apply for multiple credit cards or even pay off one card with another. Without proper knowledge and understanding, this makes it incredibly easy to get into financial trouble. Many consumers have little understanding of finance, how credit works, and the potential impact current spending behaviours have on their financial well-being for the years to come. In fact, the lack of financial understanding has been signalled as one of the main reasons why many individuals face problems with saving and investing. Every few years in the US, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority issues a 5-question test as part of its National Financial Capability Study. This measures consumers' knowledge about interest, compounding, inflation, diversification and bond prices. On its most recent test, only 34% of those who took the test got 4 out of 5 questions correct, which suggests that the basic economic and financial principles that underpin these problems are widespread, touching every state in the US in different ways. Now imagine that outside of the US. So what is financial literacy? Well, financial literacy is the coming together of financial, credit and debt management knowledge that is necessary to make responsible financial decisions that are integral to our everyday lives. Financial literacy includes understanding how a checking account works, what using a credit card really means, and how to avoid debt. Therefore, financial literacy has an impact not only on an individual, but also their family as they try to balance budgets, buy that new home, fund a child's education, and even ensuring an income for retirement. A lack of financial literacy is a problem not only in emerging and developing economies. Consumers in developed or advanced economies also fail to demonstrate a strong grasp of financial principles in order to understand and negotiate the financial landscape, managing financial risks effectively, and avoid financial pitfalls. Nations globally, from Korea to Australia to Germany, are faced with populations that do not understand the financial basics. The level of financial literacy and understanding may vary with education and income levels, but evidence shows that highly educated consumers with high incomes can be just as ignorant about financial issues as lesser educated, lower income consumers, though in general the latter do tend to be less financially literate. And it seems that consumers are hesitant to learn. The Organisation for Economic Cooperation and Development undertook a survey in Canada in which people reported that they found choosing the right investment for retirement saving plans was more stressful than a visit to the dentist. So what are the trends which are making our need for financial literacy even more important? The following 5 trends highlight and demonstrate the importance of making thoughtful and informed decisions about finance. Number 1. Individuals are shouldering more of the long-term financial decisions and planning. Retirement planning is one example of this shift. Past generations depended on a company pension plan to fund the bulk of their retirement. Pension funds managed by professionals put the financial burden on the companies or governments that sponsored them. Individuals were not generally involved with decision-making and typically did not even contribute to their own funds. They were rarely even made aware of the funding status or the investments held by the pension. However, today, company pensions are more of a rarity than the norm, especially for new workers. Instead, employees need to decide and arrange their own retirement plan, such as the 401 plan in the US, even deciding as to how much to contribute and what to invest in. Number 2. Savings and investment options are more complex. Consumers are now being asked to choose from a wide variety of investment and saving products. These products are more sophisticated than they were in the past, requiring consumers to choose from a wide variety of different options that offer varying interest rates and maturities, decisions that they may not be adequately educated to make. Ultimately, the choices made from among complex financial instruments with a large range of options can impact a consumer's ability to buy the home, finance and education, or save for that retirement, adding to the pressure of decision-making. Number 3. Government aid is lacking. A major source of retirement income for past generations was Social Security, but the amount currently paid out by Social Security is not enough to live on, and it may not be available at all in the future. The Social Security Board of Trustees reported that by 2034, the Social Security Trust Fund may well be depleted, a scary prospect for many. So for now, Social Security is more like a safety net that barely provides enough for basic survival. Number 4. The financial environment is changing. The financial landscape today is very dynamic. Now a global marketplace, there are many more participants in the market and many more factors that can influence it. The quickly changing environment created by technology advances, such as electronic trading, makes the financial market even swifter and more volatile. Taken together, these factors can cause conflicting views and difficulty in creating, implementing and following a financial roadmap. Number 5. We are inundated with choices. Banks, credit unions, brokerage firms, insurance firms, credit card companies, mortgage companies, financial planners, and other financial service companies are all vying for our attention and assets, thus creating greater confusion for the consumer. So what is the bottom line on this? Well, any improvement in financial literacy will have a profound impact on consumers and their ability to provide for their future. Recent trends are making it all the more imperative that consumers understand basic finance, because they're being asked to shoulder more and more of the burden of investment decisions in their retirement accounts, all while having to decipher more complex financial products and options. Being financially literate is not easy, but once mastered, it can ease life's burdens tremendously. Youth financial literacy is often taken for granted. Most of the time, it doesn't really get the seriousness that it deserves. The irony of this is that in 2021, money affects almost every aspect of our lives. If we're not going to teach our young adults about money, how can we expect them to manage their own money when they become adults? Financial education should be a continuous process, right from childhood to adulthood. Unfortunately, not many of our learning institutes seem to recognise this fact. It is generally not on the curriculum, and let's be honest, one-off lessons here and there is just not sufficient. We tend to assume that people will somehow learn about money on their own. There needs to be a paradigm shift when it comes to financial literacy. The importance of financial literacy for our young adults cannot be overemphasised. There's nothing as dangerous as a financially illiterate youth. Someone who doesn't have an idea of how to manage their finances can easily fall into various financial traps unknowingly. It is generally difficult to fix bad decisions concerning finances once they've been made. It can take several years to do so. So teaching young people about money at an early age will impart them with the vital knowledge and skills that will assist them to make informed decisions when it comes to financial matters. So here are some reasons as to why financial literacy is important not only for young adults, but for all of us. Number 1, it empowers us. You've heard people saying that information is power. The same thing applies to financial matters. The more information you have about finances, the better equipped you'll be. On the other hand, a lack of proper knowledge and information about money is dangerous for anyone. So why do we go to school to learn about science, maths, history and all those other subjects? Well, the answer is to empower us in those respective subjects. From the same viewpoint, education about money should be given the same priority as these other disciplines. We all need to be empowered about money and how it works. Number 2, financial illiteracy breeds ill-equipped adults. Statistics indicate that individuals who never received a proper education on finances generally end up as irresponsible adults, particularly regarding money matters. Not knowing how to save or invest correctly, they cannot save enough money to buy that home and often have poor credit scores. These behaviours are contrary to those individuals who were taught about money management while they're young. Such people are often able to make informed financial decisions in their adulthood simply because they had a strong financial foundation in their youth. Number 3, a lack of financial education makes it easy for us to pick up bad financial habits. Often, individuals who have poor money habits, such as overspending, have had none or limited information in support of financial literacy. These individuals are easily influenced by others to engage in other poor financial habits. A person with a proper financial background won't be easily lured into participating into activities such as excessive buying on credit or pyramid schemes. Number 4, financial literacy helps us to be better prepared for emergencies. Sometimes we're caught up in urgent situations that require large amounts of money. For a young person who is financially literate, it becomes a little easier to manoeuvre and come out of the situation compared to someone who's financially illiterate. To be able to review and evaluate options clearly helps to reduce making bad decisions, even in times of stress and emergency. So in other words, there are numerous reasons as to why financial literacy is important for us in general, but specifically our youth. They should be constantly taught about how to save, invest, budget and manage debt. Failure to do so can lead to a generation that's not only financially irresponsible, but also poor. So just to reiterate why we need to teach financial literacy, here are some of the benefits. It helps us to understand the value of money. When we understand the value of money, we're able to handle our finances in a better way. We know the importance of budgeting, saving, and avoiding unnecessary expenditure. Financial literacy keeps us from becoming debt slaves. If you're financially literate, as the saying goes, you'll be able to cut your coat according to your cloth. That means that you will only borrow what you'll be able to repay. It empowers us to invest and create wealth. Being financially literate generally enlightens us in various ways through which we can invest our money and generate more wealth. It prevents us from making poor financial decisions. A financially literate person will not be easily lured into quick fix schemes, such as pyramid or Ponzi schemes, or even gambling. This is because they understand the value of money and how difficult it is to earn it. To sum this all up, financial literacy in 2021 is very important. A person's young adult years are a critical stage in life. The mistakes that you make as a young adult can have a great impact on your adult life. If proper education regarding money is provided whilst at school age, then we are bound to have a generation of adults who are financially responsible and successful. Well, that's today's podcast. I hope you found it interesting and helpful. Thank you for taking the time to listen. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please subscribe and get new episodes sent to you weekly. You can do that for free via Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast and other providers. I appreciate everyone who takes the time to listen. So subscribe, like, tell your friends and send me any comments. And please do rate the podcast. The rating helps bring this podcast to the attention of others, so thank you in advance. Please also check out the Instagram page, Not Just Making the Tea, for information on these topics and more. For activities and resources, go to educationyala.teachable.com. There is a direct link in the podcast information. So thank you once again, keep safe and chat soon. Have a great day.